Welcome back to Fire Morning. It's time for the DIY segment. Do it yourself. Today we are going to learn how to bake some cookies, specifically oatmeal raisins cookies. My name is Kumia, and thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you get interactive with us on all our social media platforms. If you have any questions in relation to baking, my guest is here to answer them for you, okay? Now, my guest is Samuel Oredu Ejapon, who is the head chef with Banana Bread Ghana. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited about what we're about to do.
Fantastic.
We're going to learn how to bake oatmeal raisins cookies.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So before we get started into it, what are some of the things that you need to consider or you need to prepare yourself for before entering the kitchen to bake?
Okay.
In general.
In general, once you're a baker, first and foremost, one thing is that you always wake up early.
Oh, you have to wake up early.
At dawn.
Dawn.
All bakers wake up at dawn.
Okay.
Regular bakers.
Okay.
Because most of the times, once you want to step into the kitchen, it's a very warm place. Let's say sometimes about 45 degrees.
Oh.
So you need to bake at dawn because at dawn the weather is
It's quite cool.
colder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you do at afternoon,
it'll be too hot.
You'll be frustrated in the kitchen.
You'll be burning.
Yeah, so first you do is wash your hands, prepare your items you'll be using properly. Make sure you always have everything you want close to you with proximity, because your movement is really started.
Okay.
You don't move from one place to another, because once you start, you need to finish.
Okay.
And you stand for long hours.
Right.
So you need to psych up your mind before you even enter into the baking space.
Okay.
So that's the basic thing. Once you prep all your items, especially when you're baking in bulk, you need to prep your items like a day or two before and refrigerate them before you start. Because the moment you start with the baking process, it's not just you seeing the final good. Like if you have a cake, you think you just come and sit down. We need to plan how we're going to give the cake a particular unique taste.
Right.
The appearance, everything is done on paper before we even step into the place to make everything reality.
Okay. All right. So today we're going to learn how to make oatmeal raisins cookies. So what are the ingredients we're using today?
So we're using eggs, margarine or butter, vanilla. As you can see here, we have baking powder or baking soda. We have ginger powder, cinnamon.
Cinnamon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rolled oat itself, if you can see, this is quite different from the ones we have in the market. So the difference between the rolled oats and the oats actually, the quick oats is that the quick oat has been flaked into a much finer texture, but the raw oats is in natural state. So this is the best
That's
option.
why they don't taste as good as that one, because this one, it tastes some way. Like when you eat it just like that.
Yeah, and it's very rich and high, it's 80% natural.
Yeah.
So it's very high.
It's more nutritious than the other one.
Yeah, the other one has been processed to stay,
for this.
has been processed to stay longer.
Okay.
So,
but is it okay to use the other one?
You're not going to get that crunchy taste if you.
Oh, so you're looking for the crunch in the cookies.
Yep.
So you need to go for this. Yep. Okay.
So we have our raisins as well. This is so much makes everything what it makes it. And we have our brown sugar. I prefer brown sugar because most of the times our health is key. So using brown sugar, you have to get the natural taste from the sugar itself. So you have the molasses taste inside, which makes it much unique. Much people will be using different items, but I would like you to use the brown sugar. Okay,
so before you continue with the items, so I know the brown sugar, there are quite a number on the market where you can't really tell the difference if this is really brown sugar, because I know that there are some that end up mixing the white sugar with some brown substance.
Fantastic.
And then they sell it. So how can you tell that this is original brown sugar?
Okay, so for example, original brown sugar is quite wetter. So it's quite wetter.
Oh.
Wet. The texture is a bit wet.
Right.
So that's how you tell that this sugar is original brown sugar.
Oh.
If it's dry,
it's not original. So there you have it. So that's what you have to look out for. For the original brown sugar, if it's wet, it's original. If it isn't, if it's dry, then you should put a huge question mark on that product, so not buy it. Go for the wet one. Okay, so next product.
We'll be using our creamer, the condensed. They have it's a condensed milk, but they have in two types. The one which is sugary, and we have the one which has milk, quite a high amount of milk in it. So the creamer. So this, for instance, has a lot of milk in it, so and less sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it.
So higher milk, less sugar.
Higher milk, less sugar.
Okay.
So these are the ingredients we'll be using for the baking process.
Please, I hope you've written the ingredients down. We're about to get started on baking our oatmeal raisins cookies. Okay, so what do we start with first?
So we start by measuring our items. They've been pre-weighed already. So we need, as I said, between 250 grams of butter or 240 grams of butter or margarine. So this is it. So
you've actually put it on a scale?
Yeah, already has been pre-weighed.
So if for someone who doesn't have a scale at home,
you need to get a scale at home because
so you need to.
You need to.
You can't use your eyes to measure.
Yeah.
Our mothers.
This is not salty. Be saying.
But our mothers are really good at that too.
Yeah.
They can use their eyes to do the measurement.
Yeah, because they have experience, and some of them their ancestors talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be using 250 grams of
250 grams.
Yeah, and we'll be using 100 grams of brown sugar as well.
Okay. Okay. So he's taking some out. We are really using the weighing scale over here.
Yeah.
So all that we're about to doing, the cookies they're about to bake, how many people can it feed?
So depending on the size you want,
yes.
Per mine, it's between, let's say, 20 to 24 pieces of the oats in all, the cookies in all. So between 20 to 24 pieces, depending on the size I dish out. So that's it.
Okay, so I know that earlier you mentioned the reason for opting for the brown sugar. It's healthy. Yeah. It's healthier.
Yeah.
And so for somebody who would want to use the white sugar, is it okay?
If you use the white sugar, that means you need to reduce the grams of the sugar because the white sugar has been processed and made sweeter. That's the difference.
So you can't use the same quantity as a brown sugar?
No.
Okay, so if you're going to use like 100 grams, you would have to use like about 50?
50 or 60.
50 grams, 50 or 60 grams of sugar against 250 grams of butter.
So with that, then we add our creamer or kinders.
Any measurements for this?
Yeah, 100 grams as well.
100 grams as well. Okay. So we are doing 250 grams of butter, 100 grams of brown sugar, and 100 grams of condensed milk. It is creamier because it has more milk and less sugar in it. So you need to look out for all these things. Be very careful.
So the next process is what we call the creaming process.
Creaming. Okay.
So we lift it, and if you are baking in bulk, right, we usually use a machine or a hand mixer. But this is very easy. So the creaming process is just really simple, making sure the sugar and the condensed become one texture.
So, you know, when Christmas is approaching, in my house, my mother, you know, we bake her. So, hi, Mama, she's watching this morning. So, she will call all of us, come sit. She mixes the sugar and then the butter. And then you sit with a pan in between your legs, and then a latto.
Right.
And you be beating it. You have to beat it. You know, like, so it turns almost white.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of manpower.
True.
But should that be the same for this?
No. That's what I'm saying. This is not baking cake, right? Cake is when you need much manpower doing this. But this, you just want it to cream all together, just like this. This texture is fantastic.
Right.
So once we add the egg to it, then...
And it looks like the sugar has easily melted into the batter. Like, very, very easily. I don't know if you're seeing this closely. Okay.
So add 2 eggs to it.
2 eggs.
2 fresh eggs.
Okay.
So in order for us to incorporate it well into the batter, we'll take our time and do it one after the other.
Okay.
Someone will say, oh, this I'm doing is not becoming how it's supposed to be. So what should I do? This is what people get when people get frustrated.
They get disappointed by this process.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's not getting anywhere.
Yeah. But
you have to be patient.
Yeah.
Be very patient.
But once you put in the energy and know what you are doing is okay, you see?
It's gone back.
So add the
second egg. So viewers, if you just joined, we are learning how to bake oatmeal raisins cookies this morning, and my guest is Samuel Oredu Ejapong. He's the head chef at Banana Bread Ghana, and he's teaching us how to do this. And so far we've put in 250 grams of butter, 100 grams of brown sugar, and 100 grams of condensed milk. And he mentioned that with the condensed milk you have to make sure that it is creamier, meaning the milk should be more and it should be less sugar if you want to go on a very healthy route in relation to preparing these cookies. And he has put in 2 eggs as well.
Can you get the aroma, the smell?
I am perceiving it already.
So this is the consistency we want.
Right, okay.
Then we add our vanilla.
I don't know if our camera is capturing this. So this is what you need to look out for. This is the consistency that you need to look out for. So when you get to this stage, don't be alarmed. Okay.
So add a teaspoon of vanilla.
Vanilla essence, okay.
If you have the vanilla bean as well, you can use it because that one is much 100% natural.
Yeah.
So no worries. So the vanilla is...
Oh, the smell is oh.
The vanilla
so
makes
good.
anything we do in the baking process or the baking stage, anything you want to elevate the flavor of anything, even if it's coffee milk bread you want to do.
Okay.
Any variety of how do we take
a flavor of whether be it cake, bread,
no matter
cookies.
whatever, just add vanilla to it. It pushes it.
It will push it up.
Yep.
The fragrance.
The fragrance.
The flavoring.
And flavor.
Okay, we'll give it up a notch. I see.
We are not baking here, but you could get that.
Yeah, I'm perceiving the smell.
So once we add it together, you just need this consistency. And once you get this consistency down, we add our flour to it.
Okay.
So in order for us to say, as I said previously, this is 310 grams of flour, all-purpose flour. So we'll add it to it.
All-purpose flour.
Yeah.
Is there any other flour you could opt for?
Yeah, if you are really looking at your weight or straight, you could use almond flour or oats flour.
Okay.
Those options are really healthy. And they are gluten-free as well. So as I said previously as well, we have our baking soda, our cinnamon powder, and our ginger powder. All these things, people opt out for it, but because of our unique presence in the market, we like to give the natural flavor. All these have been grounded into the powdered form, so all have been measured a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of each. So we'll add it to it.
Okay, so ginger powder, cinnamon powder, and baking powder. So baking soda. So before we continue, the flour. So in Ghana here, our market women, a lot of us are used to the hard and soft. You go to the market, oh, maybe soft flour and hard flour. So how is it the same? What is really the all-purpose flour?
Okay, so the all-purpose flour is a combination of the hard and soft together. So in order for you to get the right proportion of an all-purpose flour is 2 cups of soft flour and 1 cup of hard flour. The difference between the two is the level of proteins in them. So the soft flour has weak proteins, which is not suitable for baking bread. So if you use soft flour in baking your bread comes out much, how do we call it? Like if the bread is like 4 days old. Oh,
although it's fresh, but it looks old.
Old. That's the end result.
Because it's low in protein.
Low in protein, low protein strength. Baking process is like a chemical equation. Let's way back in our SSO, we say chemical equation, balance the chemical equation.
Yes.
This is the same process.
Same thing.
All we are doing, we are putting in ingredients which translate into their chemical form. So once the equation is really balanced, you're going to get a good end product. Okay. If it's not balanced, you're going to get a funny product at the end of the day.
So the hard flour contains more protein then?
More protein. That's why it's suitable for baking breads. But the soft flour is for pastries, the meat pies, the donuts, the cakes and whatever. But if you want to get a perfect product, you do a combination of 2 cups of soft flour and 1 cup of hard flour, then you get it all-purpose.
But if the soft flour does not contain enough protein, why do you have to use 2 cups?
2 cups because, as I said previously, the hard flour has stronger proteins. So in order for us to get a balanced protein process, we need to do the combination to get the weak proteins mixing up with the strong proteins. If the strong proteins end up overtaking the soft proteins, at the end of the day, you're going to get a hard flour.
Okay.
And it's not suitable for what you'll be using for. So mix gently together.
Oh, wow. That was so quick.
Very quick.
That was so quick.
So if you want to surprise your kids at home, maybe it's an anniversary or something, you want to just lighten up the mood in the house, this oatmeal cookies is going to do the trick.
Right.
So you want to have a consistency like this.
Okay.
So this is where the whole magic starts from, because we are making oatmeal raisin cookies. So we'll add our oatmeal to the butter at this point.
Okay.
Remember, you need to get this consistency. If your consistency is much looser than this, at the end of the day, we are going to scoop them out. So it needs to be in a semi-solid state.
Yes. Yeah.
If we get a water consistency at this point, you're not going to get that particular end result.
Okay.
So we'll be weighing 510 grams of oats.
Okay.
And I said previously, we need the rolled oats. So we're going to top up with this.
Okay, we got about 300.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we need about 500 grams.
You see, so it takes up more of
the oats. Yeah. Okay.
I've added more because I want it to be crunchy at the end of the day.
Right.
Then we'll add our raisins.
Raisins, okay.
The raisins, we have raisin lovers. On me, on the normal base, I will use the entire of this, but some people don't like raisins.
Much, yeah.
So we'll just use
a little.
Let's say 70 grams or 80.
Okay.
Then this is where the whole trick comes in. If you are comfortable using a wooden ladle spoon, that's a better option. But if you want to use the silicone ones, some of them are not strong, so they will end up breaking up. So for instance, this one is the normal one, but because we need it to be firm, I hate using the wooden spoon because they soak up moisture, which sometimes are redundant.
Okay.
So use a silicone, and I end up breaking all my silicone spoons to become shorter.
Oh, so you broke this one?
Intentionally.
Intentional, okay. Okay. Just so that it doesn't break in the process.
Yes.
All right. Makes sense. I get it. Ooh, this would be super crunchy.
So on the normal, with our cookies, the cookie is supposed to bake normal and fall flat in the oven. But with our cookies, because there's more oats stuffed into it, it doesn't fall flat. So we end up flattening them at the end of the day.
Okay.
In the mid-process of the baking process.
Okay. So you take it out?
Yeah, and we
flatten it? Okay. Okay. So is it possible that if you don't want to go through this manual process, you can use the cake mixture?
Yeah, you could use a stand mixer.
Okay.
That's going to make this quite much easier. Very, very easier. Because
but wouldn't it break the oats?
No.
Okay.
The one who invented the stand mixer has done a very good job because it simplified our work process a lot.
Okay.
So at this point, we'll be scooping the oats into balls. If you have an ice cream scoop or a plastic scoop like this, we'll be using that to scoop out the cookies into the round balls. Okay, so we can So you scoop out them like this.
Okay, So you pulled out the baking tray, and then we have what, the parchment paper. So you always have to have a parchment paper for baking.
Yeah.
What does it do?
So it prevents the grease, or it prevents the first and foremost. It has two main functions. So first, it prevents the baked item from sticking directly on the pan. So it makes removing it very much easier. And the second process is that it absorbs the excess. Let's say if you bake it with excess butter or margarine, it absorbs it into the sheet, so it doesn't make your end product really messy. So that's the main purpose. So I think this tray is full, so we can proceed to, on a normal, we are supposed to preheat our oven. So we'll be preheating our oven now. But the cookie is just a 10 minutes baking process.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So imagine we are this causing a longer preparation process because we are talking. But on a normal, we will need to
So speaking about preheating the oven, I know that there are numbers to this. I know that there are, measuring of the degrees and then Celsius and then all that. So how do you do this?
Okay, so before that, the modern ovens now do have the thermometers built into it. So you just, if you have a modern oven, you just turn it on to 150 degrees Celsius, and make sure it preheats to that particular time. Then it's times like the normal, how do we call it? The microwave does, it times up.
Right,
so
then
once
you put in your
items. But if you have the local oven or the ones we have at home, like this one, you could just buy oven thermometer. We have the oven thermometer in the market, so you place it in. So you preheat, and once it hits 150 degrees, then you put your cookies inside.
So if you don't have the thermometer at home, what do you do? And how long should the preheating be? How many minutes should it be before you put in?
So dependent on the different ovens, different times before it takes to preheat. For ours, our oven we use back at our shop, it takes between 7 to 8 minutes to preheat to 150 degrees. So dependent, and it differs from a lot of people's ovens. So with this one, probably, let's say in the next 3 minutes, it should preheat up because it's much smaller space, and it's not bigger as compared to ours. Yeah, so that's it.
So what does the preheating do?
The preheating puts or warms the oven to the exact point at which the baking process starts. As I said previously, baking is a chemical process, right? But people don't see it that way. So in order for the chemical reaction to kick in or to kickstart, it needs a temperature at 150 degrees for the chemical process to start up. So that's what we're doing now.
All right. So viewers, Samuel Oredo Japong, who is the head chef of Banana Bread Ghana, is here teaching us how to bake oatmeal raisin cookies. And we are done with the mixture, with the mixing and everything. We are about to throw it into the oven for about 10 minutes. So right at the moment, we are preheating the oven for about, 3 minutes? Max? Yeah, 3 minutes max, and then we'll put our mixture in to bake for 10 minutes. So yes, I hope you have jotted down all the necessary things. Now let's talk a little bit about Banana Bread Ghana.
So Banana Bread Ghana, it's a subsidiary of the mother company. The mother company is Aegis Pastries Ghana Limited. So Banana Bread Ghana is just an arm of the main company, that's the mother company. So that's it. So Banana Bread Ghana started during my days in uni. I had a lot of friends who come from Nigeria, and they come back with banana bread. So I was much amazed about the entire process. So I knew I had the baking skills already, so I just wanted to be much more inquisitive to the process. So I did my studies online, and online will tell you what you need to know, but there are some technical skills you need to acquire from someone who is already doing it. So I enrolled in one of their classes as an anonymous person, and I took the class. At the end of the day, I mastered the particular act, and I started doing it, and it picked up. And because there was no market for it, it became very difficult to sell out because the normal Ghana man knows.
I have loved, so my entire family, we've loved banana bread from childhood.
Okay.
Yeah, it tastes so good. We've loved it from childhood.
Yeah, so the Ghana.
Did you bring us some?
Yeah, we brought.
Oh, thank God. Oh, that's lovely.
Okay. So the process happened and became very difficult because the layman knows tea bread, sugar bread, butter bread.
Yes.
So and banana bread is much expensive than the regular bread. So trying to convince someone to move from sugar bread, tea bread to banana bread is a whole different marketing strategy. So we also took it out of ourselves that once we need to bring it, we need to bring it. So that's how Banana Bread Ghana started from the mother company, because we wanted to merge it at first, but the banana bread takes, once we hit the market, we realized the market's expense was much bigger.
Okay.
So we can't concentrate or add it to the normal daily activities at 80 Pastries Ghana Limited.
Okay.
So we gave it the arm of Banana Bread Ghana. And we don't do just for banana bread, as you can see. Our specialties for Banana Bread Ghana is the banana bread, the cookies, and we have the muffins as well. They come in 28 different unique varieties. And because of that, people have now gain the knowledge to come and learn from us. So we do teach how to bake banana bread, muffins, and the cookies.
Okay.
I think our oven is ready.
It's ready. So someone is going to put the pan in the oven, and whilst we wait for the cookies to bake, for us to have our oatmeal raisins cookies, we are going to get some updates in the world of sports with Nathaniel Atol. That is what is coming up next. And so we'll be right back. Our oatmeal raisin cookies is ready. And so yeah, that's it right here in the pan. So I want to take this one. So my guest for the DIY segment, Samuel Radio Japan, who is the head chef with Banana Bread Ghana, he helped us learn how to prepare oatmeal raisin cookies. Okay. Ooh, it's still very hot. Still very, very hot. So I want to taste it. I can, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit too, right? Hey. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is nice. All of you are missing out. You're missing out on this. So, Samuel, before we continue, who and who can consume these cookies?
Okay, everyone can consume except those who have type 2 diabetes. Because of the level of sugar. But aside that, everyone can consume it because the oats has a high level of fiber in them. The raisins also has a lot of nutrients in it. The ginger, we already know the benefits of ginger. We don't know the benefits of cinnamon powder as well. So just having it all infused into just one. Just imagine it. Level of health benefits you're going to have.
Okay. So in case they still want to, those with type 2 diabetes still want to enjoy some cookies, what kind of...
We have sugar-free versions as well, so they could call us or visit our Instagram channel, Banana Bread Ghana. You would send us a DM or you could call us 024-9987-330. So once you give us a phone call, we'll be at your service. Thank you.
Samuel, thank you so much for teaching us how to prepare oatmeal raisins cookies. I hope that you've learned a lot from this. Like I said, Samuel is the head chef at Banana Bread Ghana. Social media handles?
Banana Bread Ghana on Instagram, Banana Bread Ghana on TikTok, Banana Bread Ghana on Facebook, Banana Bread Ghana on LinkedIn. So you can reach us on all the major social media platforms.
Okay, where are you located?
Dansuman Onyacho Avenue, that's where we are. We deliver nationwide, whether Ghana, wherever, worldwide as well.
Okay.
FedEx opportunity, that's why.
All right, viewers. So, like I said, I hope you've learned a lot. This is where we end the DIY segment, the do-it-yourself segment. And today, we learned how to prepare the oatmeal raisins cookies. And it tastes super delicious. It tastes so, so good. And I love the fact that I can taste the oatmeal but I can taste sweetness in there at the same time. And so it's Christmas. Christmas is almost approaching. Yeah, it's fast approaching. So you can opt for this in case you want something different from the regular some chips and the plantain chips that you've been doing at home. You can opt for this one and serve your family, loved ones, and guests that will be coming into your home during Christmas. My name is Esiodua Kumia. This is the end of DIY segment.